Hello everyone, my name is Julian. I'm here to do a live live streaming of my opinion so far on Counting Crows. I guess you can call it a discussion. Um if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm going to post like when I'm going to do these so ahead of time so people prepare themselves. And I guess we can have just a small discussion and even listen to the album together. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to play out. Since this is gonna be not a live recording, um, I'll just like go on forums and kind of discuss what I see there and figure this thing out because like I've only heard the album, Counting Crows' newest album, Somewhere Under Wonderland, like 3 or 4 times, um, 2 in the car, 1 while cleaning my room, and then just now I just finished listening to it like just to listen, and every time was different. Not to the point where I know each name and like let's say I hear a little part of a song, I wouldn't be able to call out the name. Not yet. It's a great album so far. I mean, it's not like whoa, mind blown, but it is doesn't stray too far from Counting Crows. And I don't know where if you consider that to be good or bad, but it's not like their first album, of course. The first album is debatable as one of the greatest things ever, and nothing like it, or too much, and we like better what Counting Crows became. Does that make sense? I don't know. I hope it makes sense. I love August and Everything After to Death. That's my favorite Counting Crows record, and because it provides such an intimate and crazy um, look on music. I mean, the lyrics, the poems that Adam creates, Adam being the singer, make you think a lot. And only he can tell you whether he was fucking around and they meant nothing or what they meant, or if, it could be up to you to decide what it means. I mean, sometimes I listen to Counting Crows and I'm like, what the fuck did I just hear? That makes no fucking sense. Did he do it for rhyming reasons? Did he do it and connect it somehow through synonyms and blah 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 blah? Synonyms, what the fuck am I saying? This is completely live. No cutting here. No editing. I guess you could say no cutting. God, I'm Colombian, by the way. English is not my first language. Anyway, so I mean, I've been looking around the interwebs for reviews and just seeing people's opinion. And Rolling Stone, just so you guys know, had a review of this new album, and the person did like a paragraph worth of a review and gave it 3 stars. I mean, he got shitted on by everyone. One person was like, "Oh yeah, like the Ritz is probably one of the most annoying singers ever to ever live this earth." And it's all up to opinion. I can see why he would say that, but I don't agree with it. If he was an actual Counting Crows listener or fan, or at least gave them a chance, he would know that some of the songs are so different from each other when it comes to energy. I mean, yes, that's his fucking voice. Of course he's gonna sound similar, but there's different, I guess, how can I explain this? There's different paths that Counting Crows, take me on. Whether it's the singer being happy and telling a story, or taking me on like a trip, legit like a mind-boggling trip, or something like Accidentally in Love. So there's just a lot of things, and what he said makes no sense. There's nothing whiny about Counting Crows, unless you listen. If you decide to like skip over every song, and I can see that, but he had nothing to back that up with. So I have a couple notes that I made while listening to this new album. I love the mixing for sure in this album. I know Counting Crows is not the type of band to like put a lot of bells and whistles into their music, but their intimate songs, especially the opening track here, Palisade Park, they're very raw. very natural. Of course, in this album, we see a little bit of electronic elements thrown in there, and I'm not talking about like some EDM shit. I'm just talking about some pianos, here and there, but not your average piano. Anyway, it's just like the regular band with maybe a tambourine here and there and shit, you know. But it's the band, it's the drummer, the bass, the guitarist, the singer, and it allows you to kind of listen to those instruments more, if that makes any fucking sense. Like when the guitarist hits a note and it just lets it resonate for a while, and you can just hear like, that's very interesting, or you can imagine his fingers moving across the fretboard, the sound, the pick, hitting those strings, the drum, how it looks when he hits a tom. You can just imagine it. It's a whole other way of listening to music. I don't know how you guys listen to music, whether you do it, doing cleaning your room. That's how I usually listen to music. I'm doing other shit, but there's a time when I review where I sit down and listen to the album, just listening to the album, which makes reviewing hard, because you have to dedicate that time, multiple times, to really kind of pick at the album. Make sure you see it in different perspectives every time you hear it. But anyway, besides that, yeah, I love the mixing on this. Very simplistic and three-dimensional when it comes to being able to hear Adam like breathe and sniffle here and there in the background vocals. If you really sit down and listen, you can separate each layer of vocals, which is, again, another depth to the music. But songs like Elvis Went to Hollywood, somewhere in there, the pianos that I was mentioning. Anyway, yeah, backing vocals. I don't know if you heard the album, which you probably have if you're watching this. The whole 1, 2, 3 at the beginning, I know it adds, again, a sense of like, oh, they're real people, they're a band having fun, they're a band playing. But they do it so many times in this album, and there's only 9 tracks, so that was very irritating for me. And not like, oh, I can't listen to this song, but why do it so many times? I don't know. I wasn't really a fan of that. But yeah, if you know Counting Crows, the lyrics are all over the place sometimes, and like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, that was the last note I made. Just the fact that it's like so mind fucking, Palisade Park, and people have mentioned this, it's as close in this album as we're gonna get to August and everything after. And this article was talking about, not the Rolling Stones article, but the Consequence of Sound review for this album was talking about how if you asked Adam like what brought Counting Crows' success, he would answer Round Here. Round Here is such a fucking good track. Shit. And I would agree. I mean, Mr. Jones, yeah, mainstream, that's the one that attracts people like the dude who just hated on Counting Crows. But yeah, Mr. Jones, Accidentally in Love, like those tracks, yes, Counting Crows, but when people listen to those tracks and they're expecting to hear more of that, they're sometimes disappointed. Counting Crows still whips out songs like Mr. Jones, and not too much like Accidentally in Love. They come close, but Accidentally in Love, it's like it's in its own realm. But yeah, they don't. Sometimes they go a little bit more private. Sometimes they go a little bit more folk. And you never know who Counting Crows is until you go past Mr. Jones and Accidentally in Love. Songs like Round Here, very personal, very intimate. Palisade Park, for me it looks like it's about drugs. God of the Ocean Tides. That's why I like Counting Crows. Of course, they're the songs that I listen to nonstop. Here on Spotify, the top ones are Mr. Jones, Round Here, Accidentally in Love, A Long December, Colorblind. But here I'm gonna show you songs that get me going sometimes. In the morning when I'm driving somewhere. Am I gonna miss this fucking album? Oh Lord. Seem to not be able to find Saturday nights and Sunday mornings. Where the fuck are? Okay, here it is. 1492. Almost fucked that one up. 1492 is one of those tracks that gets me going. Hard Candy, probably my second favorite album, right next to August and everything after. Hard Candy, American Girls, this whole Butterflies in Reverse, this whole fucking Carriage, New Frontier, all these songs on Hard Candy are, and they're almost the opposite sometimes, of August and everything after, you know? So you can't look at Counting Crows or skip through their songs because they're gonna be similar. You know, you have to really dissect them and try to understand them if you can. I'm gonna have to give this album more listens for sure. For sure. I don't know whether I like it or it's like, well, no. I don't know whether it's okay or it's great, you know, because it has to sit with me for a while, for me to get used to the songs, to be able to sing along. And, you know, there's kind of sort of catchy. Camera shut down on me. What was I saying? I was saying something. Oh yeah, they're not repetitive, but they're catchy lyrics where, you know, you start being able to learn them. But that doesn't mean they're a bad band, you know. Repetitiveness is the reason why mainstream music is mainstream, you know. A lot of people will hate on mainstream, but we don't like being alienated by music sometimes. You know, if a song never repeated, there's a very small group of people that like that. I'm one of those people, but I can't take that all the time because it makes it very, very difficult to like a song or like get used to it and get excited about it because you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen next. You can't. And so yeah, but there's a lot to be, there's a lot to admire with Counting Crows, like the vocal solo in Palisade Park, you know? So anyway, I'm gonna end it right now. Got other shit to do. Listen to this album as I clean my room is one of them. And another is to tell you guys to follow me on Twitter. I don't use Twitter, to be honest with you, but I will post, you know, the whole, hey, I'm doing a live discussion deal, so you guys can tweet at me and we can discuss the album together. I'm going to see if I can do this live. I'm going to attempt to do this live. This is not the official review, as I have said already, hopefully. This is just me talking out of my ass before I collect my ideas and compare, you know, have to re-listen to older albums just so I can see the progression. This Desert Life, you know, Recovering Satellites, I'm pretty sure those are the names. And I've reviewed them before, you know, don't get me, Recovering the Satellites, and the next one's like This Desert Life. I've reviewed them before, but they're not, you know, only a couple songs made it into my playlist that I listen to. And so I have to go back and listen to those again. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Tell me what you guys think of this discussion video. Is it worth it? Is it too long? I mean, people were asking me, you know, you should make your videos longer. And I can see that. And I would like to interact with you guys because I know if I was like a huge fan of a band and somebody was doing a review, I would love to be part of the discussion. And it will help me. It will better prepare me for a review. So thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned.